real-time real estate segment today. Being brought to you by our friends at rsrhomescout.com. rsrhomescout.com. Anywhere in the sound of my voice, and yes, I know we are on the World Wide Web. Anywhere in the sound of my voice, you can go on HomeScout and almost anywhere, find properties. Beauty of HomeScout is most real estate agents, Brent's a little unique, but most real estate agents, they have a limited area that they're able to search for properties. Maybe it's all of Southern California. Maybe it's all of the Coachella Valley, whatever. I know the Southern California is a big MLS. HomeScout has, I think, 97% of the country. So you can actually go in there if you wanted to, which most people don't, and look up Manhattan, New York, and get the MLS for that area, see what's available. Do you have access to the New York City MLS?
I do have access to the data, but not in that feed. But you're
okay.
I'm eager to sign up for HomeScout.
That
sounds wonderful.
It's pretty cool, right? Especially for somebody like you who deals a lot in relocations, because you might be helping somebody today in Poway, California, which you are, and we're going to talk about in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're looking to move to Austin, Texas.
That just happened.
Right. So we've got the feed for Austin, Texas right here. And we can go and put into this feed, rsrhomescout.com. It's free for you. You can put in there that I want properties only. You have to play with it, because the property we're going to talk about in a minute is listed a little over $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, $3 million in Poway, California, Southern California, San Diego, California, is going to give you a whole different ball game than a $3 million property in I don't think they have any in East St. Louis, Missouri. It's not a great neighborhood. But see what I'm saying? So you're going to be able to play with this. You can actually go into here and look on the bottom right and see what the cheap homes are in 92864. Now, cheap is relative because I've got that on my screen right now. I see 2 at $4 million, 1 at $2.7 million, 1 at $3.5 million, 1 at $1.93 million. So maybe that's not cheap to you. Maybe it is cheap to somebody else. But what we want to talk about today is Brent Humphreys has this property that we're going to talk about, 16110 Lakeview Road.
That is correct.
In Poway. Is it available for sale right now?
It will be tomorrow.
It will be tomorrow.
But if you're tuning into this broadcast, and I understand you have several 100,000 listeners just on the Sunday morning show, you can call or text me. I'll get you in.
Okay. So if you're watching us as we record this live Wednesday morning, so it's not up yet. If you're listening to the radio broadcast with our friends at Go Country 105, it's already live, and you have a limited amount of time because the way properties are selling, and yes, we do have experience at this price point. Even at this price point, you get bidding wars.
You do. You absolutely do, and we will.
And if you're watching us on our video feeds, or if you're listening to us on Go Country, you can go back to, again, you can go to ronsiegelradio.com in the archives, and you can see this property. Brent, I'm going to make you work now.
Go for it.
So when we record these, I get to look at the pictures. But I know you're in northern San Diego. They don't have basketball in San Diego, do they?
You're asking someone that's 5'3" about basketball.
Sorry. Okay, so there was a broadcaster, the greatest of all time, in my opinion, Chick Hearn. And he used to have a comment that his job was to deliver a bird's eye view.
Ooh, I like that.
So he wanted his listeners, because back then he was doing the simulcast. It was Lakers simulcast on radio and TV both. But the radio people, they couldn't see what was going on.
Okay.
So we need a bird's eye view of 16110 Lakeview Road. And I'm looking at picture number 110. No, I'm not going to ask Brent what's on picture number 100. Although with Brent Humphreys, he may know. I'm not going to ask him, though.
I think it's the downstairs guest suite leading to the private patio with the arched wrought iron gate.
Tell us,
opens to the 30-foot water wall.
Okay, there you go.
Waterfall.
So as we drive down the road,
sure.
Give me a word's eye. What am I going to see as I'm driving down the road, driving up to 16110 Lakeview Road in Poway, California?
Well, first of all, we've had those lower communities and the upper communities, and I'm speaking about topography. Imagine that you were driving up this long, windy street, and all of a sudden, as you got to the end of the cul-de-sac, as you had 270-degree west-facing views over North County, you have a custom-built.
Okay, wait. I'm slow, Brent. I'm a simple guy.
Okay.
270-degree west. Now, if I'm not mistaken, how could it? 270 is almost all the way around.
It is almost all the way around because the way the property sits at the very end of the hillside, at the end of the cul-de-sac, up high, you have 270-degree views.
That I understand.
Okay.
But it's almost got to be south, west, and north. Maybe you're missing a little east. But it's going to have a lot of view. That's a massive view.
You need to come see it. Mr. Nakamura, the architect of this custom-built home, designed it so that every single room in the house has views of the sunset.
Wow, that's spectacular.
It is.
Especially a San Diego sunset or Poway.
The sunsets convey with the home, by the way. I asked the seller, they said they'll convey the sunsets.
Okay.
Picture a deck that is almost 1,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah, with copper railing all the way around. It's absolutely beautiful. It's 5,062 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, plus a beautiful office, 2 family rooms, upper and lower level, a gorgeous wine room, up a lower 2-car garage and upper 2-car garage. The 2-car garage up.
So wait, do I have to drive my car up the steps?
No, you actually, and by the way, you have an upper garage for the sports cars, if you will, where you can pull into the garage, and there's a garage door on both sides. So it's almost like those elevators and those high rises.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where you get on one side, then you exit the other. You have your own drive-through with this property.
Well, that's kind of etiquette. So I don't know if you're familiar with this. I mean, more useless information from Ron Siegel. So the etiquette is that if you have a limousine's never supposed to go backwards with passengers. So the limo goes in one side and out the other.
Yeah, no reverse. You have a nearly 70,000-gallon pool, about a 7,000-gallon spa.
Like to heat that up.
You've got 3 entertaining palapas with integrated electrical. You've got
that's like for those layman people, that's a gazebo.
You can call
palapas.
It that. Yeah,
palapas.
And they convey.
This is Go Country, Brent. I mean, palapas.
Yes. We were on a broadcast a bit ago. You mentioned straw hut.
Straw hut.
It works,
right? I mean, think about maybe it's because of my senses. I think about Hawaii, right? I mean, you think about
Oh, absolutely.
You got the beautiful view of the ocean, and you got a straw hut. I don't have a palapa. Do I have to put my finger out when I say that?
Right. I don't know. 1.3 acres, gorgeous property, unobstructed views, complete privacy. You're 1.3 miles from Lake Poway. You're walking distance to Poway High.
Is that a gated entrance?
Dual gated entrance.
Dual gated.
So on odd days, you can go in through the left gate. And
well, sometimes you want to go in the upper gate, and sometimes you want to go to the lower gate.
Sure.
Whatever you want to call.
Which gate do you want to use? There's a service entrance and a guest entrance.
So let's bring this back to common people like me. Simple guys.
The home's gorgeous.
It's a spectacular property. And so why do I bring that and chat about it? Real simple. I spent this past weekend, like I mentioned earlier, at a conference, and there were 2 of the speakers there that one of them died 3 times and they brought him back. One of them was burnt massively. She was burnt 85% of her body, but that's not the important part. Most every person there mentioned the fact that they did not start out with immense wealth. Many of them started out really, really poor. But they were able to work hard, and they were able to achieve the American dream. I look at this property, and yes, I am fortunate enough to be viewing it on my screen right here. I think this is what you would call the American dream.
Correct.
Right? You work hard, accomplish something. Now, maybe you're not there yet. Maybe the point is that this is called a goal.
That works.
Right? Now somebody's going to, obviously I understand there is somebody that's going to walk up to this property this weekend and make probably a lot of somebody's and make offers, and Brent and the team will go through and qualify the buyers and come up with a winning bid by the end of the weekend, probably, most likely.
Mhm.
You know that stuff better than me. I'm just a guy doing a little radio here. But the bottom line is this is something to aspire to, right? I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful property. I mean, I'm looking right now at one of the bedrooms, and they might call it a guest room. I might call it the primary bedroom, if you will. I guess you're not allowed to say master bedroom. I would say master bedroom. I don't care, right? I'm old. That's all I remember. But I mean, bedrooms are beautiful, big.
They're spacious. Oh, many areas of the property have as high as 14-foot ceilings.
Wow.
And the architect did this pop-up light channel where literally there's this, some of those ranges that go up and down with a vent.
Yeah.
This doesn't move up and down, but it pops, it's up, and you have 4 large windows on the east side and 4 large on the west. So, 4 plus 4 is 8. You have 8 big windows that bring in light into the home. You can't find anything dark in this property whatsoever, anywhere.
Spectacular property. If you want more information on it, give us a call at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with Brent Humphreys. Humphreys Homes and Estates.